Ana as well as the Kaisa. So we'll see about that. But the question in mind is how they're going to go on to their starting laning phase, because that is the question. Are they going to go for a usual or standard 1-1-2 or the 1-2-1?
And now it's just up to them to execute what may be the winning condition for this game 1.
Hard it is. Well, both of them has the pros and cons, just like what you have mentioned. But for the meantime, we're gonna go on to the game. And earlier onto the game, there's already some bits of folks coming from Yamada, trying to going for an early punish up against Horizon.
With, you know, a complete disadvantage of Gragas in a level 1 type of matchup, because the barrels actually takes too long when it comes to the cooldown, right? So I think that was a very, very good early engage from Action PH, pressuring into the Gragas, and now he's left with a 2/3 of an HP in this early draft. But nevertheless, NXP still has the advantage when it comes to the Dragon lane because of Uzi's champion. That Ezreal is gonna hurt when it comes to the early game.
That's for sure. But a while ago, we are talking about, okay, is someone going to go for a 1-2-1 rotation this time, or they're going to go for standard? So, question has been answered, but for the meantime, fight is happening.
Flag and drag onto Just Chi. Just Chi is going to be pressured. Flash in, flash out. It's now going to be aim going in for the kill. Just Chi is going to be the first blood. Ashen PH taking the kill, and Chule is forced to back away as we have low HP for both Chule and Eiko. But at the end of the day, Ashen PH got the first blood, but we have a response. Kaisa falls down. It's gonna be the ADC out of question, but with Fiora into the mid lane once again, gets another kill. It's a 2-for-2. It's dead even for these two teams.
Going back to that first blood, though, we realize the kind of playstyle that AIM really has in the jungle. He is very aggressive as a jungler, and I do believe that Action PH members just needs to back him up, and that's what made them successful into getting that first kill. But for the meantime, though, we had a little problem that has happened in the bottom lane part of the map. Somehow, to those when we thought that the China could help out, poke out the frontliner from the side of Nexplay Esports, which is in the front form of the Braum. Then again, it didn't happen. It is then getting punished somehow with a place that Uzi is actually putting on to the Ezreal.
Absolutely. So it's gonna be super close right now, and we've talked about the winning conditions, right? And I think Eiko did a very good job staying into the backside and getting those pokes, getting those siege, getting those bombs, hurting Chule and hurting Just Chi in that early matchup. So I think that's something that Ziggs needs to prioritize. He needs to stay safe and at the same time deal massive amounts of damage against NXP.
That's for sure. But for the meantime, everyone's just gonna go back onto their own business, try to get the itemization that they need right before the first dragon take, because it's gonna be very important. For the meantime, what we see in the itemization in here is a redemption already available for the Janna, so that's gonna be very useful later on into securing and a contest in this Infernal Drake, which I'm so excited about, because again, the first blood, again, if you can recall, that went on to the jungler on the side of Action PH, which is AIM. Meantime, it is the Orianna that they must also watch out for the side of Nexplay Esports, because definitely although not completed yet, he's got some item already available to deal some bits of amount of damage into the team fight that might potentially happen as the dragon goes up.
And talking about the items, you already have the Bramble Breast for the Gragas. It's a direct counter onto Janna and the Fiora. When it comes to level 5, Gragas can now, deplete the amount of regeneration that the Fiora can have when it comes to his ultimate. And on top of all that, Janna is not gonna have a good time when it comes to regenning his teammates. So overall, what a good item right now for Gragas. As we have another fight, Just Chi is coming in with Assault and Battery onto him, but we have the Flash coming through. 2-shot barrage, massive amount of damage. We have Dragon 4 falling down at the ground. It's gonna be the kill for the side of NXP, and they're gonna fall back because they're happy with the jungler of Action PH.
Yes, for sure. I mean, they wanted to shut down that Jarvan earlier on because he got the first blood, and that was such a nice idea coming from the side of Nexplay Esports. Again, you mentioned it a while ago, assault and battery right direct onto the face of aim, and that he knows he is really the target. But not to mention, by the way, Madam Munes are already built in here by the Ezreal, so and he has a massive lead in terms of gold as well, second to Oriana. So if you're also going to be comparing the amount of gold that the Kaisa has as well as what Uzi has as well, definitely Uzi got an upper advantage here as well. For the meantime, fight is about to happen.
Yeah, just she's out actually going in face first in terms of the danger. We have NXP actually very sustainable as Fiora gets a kill onto Justy. What a good pick off, but Fiora is now going to be pinned down by the enemy team. It's going to be Fiora falling down to the ground 1v1, but we have Ziggs with Mega Infernal Bomb securing the kill onto Horizon. Uzi is very low, but Kaisa is looking for the kill, looking for the shot. Ziggs goes for the flash and gets the kill. Uzi falls down and Action PH has the free reign onto the Infernal Dragon.
You gotta love the space that was created by Echo right over there. They know what their role is gonna be in this fight, which is of course aim. Just go focus fire on the dragon, and then we're gonna be taking care of the rest. Because anyway, they're hurting a lot with the damage that we can pull off. Again, Echo really far or range in terms of his abilities, and then again that's helping a lot into shoving the members of Nexplay Esports. Now go to the teams, but the position in the Herald pit. Let's see how this will further go, because I do believe the fight might potentially happen anytime soon.
Rift Herald is going to be initiated by Action PH, but they saw out Nexplay Esports and said, you know what, let's delay this for now. Let's wait for a bit to then go for some kills, to then wait for a mistake for NXP to do so that we can get the advantage. Because now NXP is looking for those kills as Ziggs goes for the bombs, delaying the fight and dealing massive amounts of damage. So for now, no kills will still be done and the Rift Herald will still stay alive.
Yes, for sure. But you know, in here as well, what I think Action PH needs to avoid is to get sandwiched in between the Rift Herald pit as well. But both of the teams still respecting each other. I like it. Like the balance in the minion waves in the bot lane is just there as well. If in case it's gonna be a 5v5 situation that is about to happen. But oof, I think they should have taken advantage of the reset that the Vi and also the Oriana did. I think they took some items. I hope you can see the items that they have actually bought in here. The reason why they actually went into the base. And I think in here, Infinity, we have a fight.
Ooh, it's gonna be the blue team actually here in the Rift Herald. Action PH getting that 2 objectives right now in the early game. Just she is very low, forced to back away as we have the Fiora pressuring against the enemy team. And that is gonna be Horizon falling down to the ground. Ziggs falls down as well. It's a 1-for-1, but the fight is not gonna be over as we have Yamada taking another kill. It's now gonna be the 2-for-2, but on the end of the day, Action PH secures the Rift Herald.
Yes, getting the Rift Herald, but unfortunately the minion waves in the middle lane wasn't managed, and thus the rest of the members of Nexplay Esports is just gonna be focus firing onto this turret objective, which is of course no longer gonna go up or respawn anytime soon in the game. So I think it is it is a good, like, aggressive kind of play that came from Action PH, but then again I think they forgot to shove the minion waves in the mid, thus allowing Nexplay Esports to just go for that objective instead of just going for more kills up against Action. But for the meantime, more fight happening on the top side.
Yamada, 1v2 type of situation, Disaster going for the response, but the sandwich is gonna happen. It's gonna be the collapse here onto the top side as Yamada has another day to live, but 1 HP with a flash from Horizon, taking him down. Another kill secured by Nexplay Esports. Now the Rift Herald is now gonna be summoned into the mid lane.
Yes, for sure. I think they will be able to take this one out. The Rift Herald wasn't able to bump in onto the turret. I think they should have just made use of that in a different way, because they got a Ziggs anyway that can easily take down turrets. You know, you just have to wait for the 20% HP turret and then just make use of the bomb to just take that one out. But yeah, it's done already, but now I guess we can see Action PH really showing great up against Nexplay Esports. So, meantime, the itemization that we can check for the meantime, Sunfire already available for the Vi, definitely gonna hurt a lot, and he will have all the reason to actually enter or go for and initiate anytime he wants. At the same time, Try First Manamune built by the Ezreal already gonna give him more reason to just poke out and throw all the abilities as much as he wants into team fight. So let's see how this will go. I think a team fight might potentially happen again anytime in the Dragon Field.
Indeed. As APH is now looking for the Dragon Pit, Horizon is going to be onto the front lines of this matchup as Yamada goes for the poke. But Nexplay Esports, you know what? Let's ignore them as we go for the Cloud Dragon. APH is still looking forward to try and set up a play as we have Nexplay Esports securing the Cloud Dragon. Justy is overing into the backside of the map, going in for the flash away, still safe, gonna be safe from harm as we have Yamada too far in deep as Nexplay Esports secured another kill, but we have Jarvan 4 coming right through, getting another kill in their favor. It's gonna be a 2-4-1 favor of NXP as they get the Cloud Dragon.
Cool. Really nice take by both of the team. Yes, indeed, Nexplay Esports was able to take that dragon, but we still can see the potential by Action PH to actually win team fights. You know, all the pokes that has been happening in here, but for the meantime, Vi flanking from the backside. Let's see what is about to happen.
Ooh, I flank indeed, but you know what? Disengage for now. The first skill does not connect against the enemy team. Just she's too low to sustain that fight, and NXP is just happy to just pressure in the Dragon lane.
Yes, and I believe he did not have the ultimate assault and battery available to actually prioritize a target. We can see in here Frozen Heart. Oh, hold up, because they're gonna be taking down another turret in here. What is happening to Nexplay Esports? Somehow, I think it's also the draft that is working so well by Action on the side of Action PH. They know their capacity. They just need to poke out. Do not be shy into poking all the frontliners that is available on the side of Nexplay Esports. So Disaster we have been seeing in here, building really defensively against all the magic damage, all the AP damage that the members of Action PH has been throwing away, especially in particular coming up from Akos Ziggs as well as Riot's Kaisa. It's hurting them a lot, and I guess they do still have the potential to make a comeback up against Nexplay Esports.
100%, and we've talked about the winning conditions, and Action PH is doing very great job defending into the backsides, and Nexplay Esports cannot access it. So I think that's gonna be key for NXP. Access that backlines and Action PH's draft will crumble down. And if they do that, that's gonna be the win for them. But if they don't, Action PH will take the win for game number 1. But it's too early to say so, as we have Action PH pressuring in to the tier 3 turret into Baron lane.
Yes, indeed. That's just the pressure. And as you can see, somehow Nexplay Esports is also becoming reactive as to how Action PH is rotating within the map. Just a little bit of trivia though for both of these teams. Action PH do have a coach in their team. Meantime, Nexplay Esports is currently just relying on all the 5 heads that they've got as players. So they are still looking for a coach to help them one out. So, but yeah, that's just a bit of colorful information for you guys. For the meantime, Josh in here.
Ooh, a sudden battery onto Kaisa. Actually a very smart move, but no follow-up. Just she went in too deep. We have Jarvan 4 with a Cataclysm actually connecting to Just She. Forced to flash away. The Kaisa, a Cajun Rain, massive amount of damage. Braun falls down. It's Disaster out of the fight. And we have Chule going for the 1v1 against Eiko, but the damage is just too far in deep. We have Horizon going in for the body slam against the enemy team. It might be the 5-man ace. It is indeed, as Nexplay Esports wipes out Action PH in that fight.
I do believe that Team Action PH almost got it. And again, Team Ace, of course, brought to you by Opal Reno, and they all have the reason to just go for this Baron take right after that really nice ace. But yeah, speaking of that team fight, going back to the team fight again, we did see the capacity of Action PH to actually potentially win that fight. But unfortunately, I think what was left wide open was Uzi just free hitting from the back line, and there's just so much protection, even to spend the life of the Gragas, even to having to spend the life of Josh G, or even a Raiton's Gragas, or even the life of Disaster's Brom. So as long as Uzi will be able to just juke in and out from the team fight, and then it's all good. Again, he's got one of the highest gold that is currently available in the game, 12k, also on the hands of that Orianna, 12.6k as well. So that's massive amount in comparison to what the Kaisa as well as the Ziggs currently has. But again, this time we have another potential steal or fight may happen. No, I don't believe so. I mean, they're way too far, so it looks like they're just gonna be giving it for free.
Like Action PH, you know what? Let's respect NXP for now. Because if we lost that fight, it's probably over. The wave control is in favor of NXP. They done the Mountain Drake. So basically, they're on it for those defensive capabilities. And with Cloud Dragon, they have a lot of movement speed. So basically, you know what? Let's chill for now. They have the burn buff. They have everything on their favor. But they're now pressuring into the Dragon lane though. This might be the potential for Action PH to put this upside down in their favor, because they need to defend against the inhibitor turret. If they fall down, this is going to be the end. Now NXP is pressuring in. They're getting that tier 2 turret into the mid lane as well, as Justy actually dives in too deep with the Assault and Battery. Too tanky though to actually get all the aggro of that damage, as Fiora Yamada tries to jump in with a lunge, gets the kill on the Justy, but he also falls down in the process. Now Eiko trying to defend the base, going in for some bombs, but NXT is happy with the 2 inhibitor turrets that they have received in that engagement. A lot of objectives secured by Nexplay Esports.
I do believe that Josh G knows that it is already a sacrificial move, because he know that he could potentially die from that dive. But then again, it's better to try than not. But ooh, look at that! Really nice flow of minion waves up top, forcing a Ryzen to actually go for a defensive play. Meantime, we just saw Vi as well buying that Randuin's Omen, because seemingly they're having a hard time as well from the damage coming up from Riot's Kaisa as well as from Akos Ziggs. So we'll see how this will further pan out. But for the meantime, somehow I still do feel that for as long as there will be a mistake that might be done by Nexplay Esports in here, a potential comeback is still possible for Action PH. They just need to be very wary, or like just get that pick off from whoever who might be overextending from the side of Nexplay.
And talking about the same topic, I want to talk about how Nexplay Esports built their team, their items, with a lot of Grievous wounds. Right? Thornmail for Gragas, Vi with Executioner's Calling, and that Bramble Vest. So basically, they built from the ground up into building up Grievous wounds, directly countering out Janna and that Fiora. Mortal Reminder also available for Ezreal, and Braum has the Bramble Vest. So overall, they're built tanky, they're built to defend and counteract Action PH, as NXT is looking for more. The Baron is still gonna be alive though, and they're gonna start it up for this objective.
Oh yeah, not to mention the Force of Nature. I think I saw 2 Forces of Nature from the itemization list of Nexplay Esports members. And of course, I do believe they are respecting the damage that is coming from Eiko. But ooh, Infinity, what is this?
Ooh, aim is just too far ahead. It's now going to be Cataclysm, actually locking onto 2. But we have Uzi going in for the stasis entrance, goes for the flash, goes for the dash. But it's not going to be enough as Fiora gets the kill, goes for the secured damage onto the Ezreal. The fight's not going to be over, as we have Fiora still going to be alive. Yamada just dealing the fight, but we have him killed as well, as Aim and Simon are the only one remaining, with Nexplay Esports still having 4 members of their team available. And they're now rushing into the base. They're looking to finish the game. Now, the wave control is in favor. This is a lot of minions. They're rushing right to 2.5k HP remaining, as we have Horizon with full HP. Disaster falls down, but it's not going to be enough, as we have the kill from Chule onto the Janna. Aim is not going to have enough AoE damage, and that is game number 1 going in favor of NXT.